All right. Well, today I just want to share a little story that happened a couple days ago. So I was talking to someone. We're having lunch. I was at some seminar, and oddly enough, some of the topics that came up in the seminar were about the transpocalypse and also about cognitive dissonance and how to talk to people about these sensitive topics. One of the speakers basically said, you have to kind of pick and choose your battles, and some people are receptive to what you have to say, others are not. So anyway, we're talking at lunch. I'm talking to this lady. She was kind of curious, and I could tell she was looking at me like, okay, is this guy crazy or not? But generally, she was interested in what I had to say and could see what I was showing her. I showed her certain photos, and she's like, oh, I see what you're saying here. I can see it myself. And then at some point, I said, well, it helps if you know about the moon landing and 9/11 first, before you tackle some of these more advanced subjects. There was another lady sitting next to her who overheard what we were talking about, and then she just said, I just can't believe the moon landing was fake. She just kind of burst out and totally kind of flipped out. I was kind of shocked because I didn't realize people still believed in the moon landing story. Like I really thought that most people know about the moon landing. So she was freaking out about that. And then we talked about 9/11. And so I asked, so how many airplanes crashed on 9/11? And she said, 2. I explained to her, no, the official story is that there's 4. So you don't even know what you believe. You don't even know the official story. And she got a little bit upset. And then I said, how many buildings collapsed? And she said, 2. I said, no, 3. The official story is 3. So, and then I said the BBC even predicted the third one. They reported the third one had collapsed 20 minutes before it actually collapsed. And then she just kind of looked at me, and her brain totally shut down at that point. She was gone. So I realized she was a lost cause right away when she when she believed in the moon landing. And then we talked about 9/11. She didn't even know what she believed. And apparently the main lady I was talking to, she didn't know much about it either, but she was open to listen to me. And then they said, but why did the buildings, I had to explain basic physics that, if an airplane crashes into a building, the building doesn't fall down, the airplane falls down. Finally, what she said to me, she said, oh, like the light went on in her head, and she's like, oh, you're one of those people who believe that all those school shootings were fake. So she totally changed the subject. And I said, oh, I'm one of those people. That's part of her identity, is her reaction to these narratives. And then I'm obviously a bad person because I use my brain and I don't care and I'm evil, right? So I'm one of those people, even though we didn't even talk about that subject at all. So I kind of evaded that topic. Because she was trying to bait me. And also it's a logical fallacy. What she did is kind of a ad hominem attack, right? Attacking the person instead of the topic. Up until that point, she seemed like a pleasant, nice person. And it's a collision of worldview. Now, she's a Christian, but yet she's very much deceived by the false signs and wonders. These narratives are the false signs and wonders. That's what these are. All these narratives, all these deceptions are false signs and wonders. Now, I've shown this before. I'll show it again. This is very important. This is the thing that people don't realize. This is from Yuval Noah Harari, a professor at Hebrew University in Jerusalem. So this book here called Sapiens, this is the graphic novel version of it. So he has a section here called Masters of Fiction. That kind of says it all, really, right there. So what's the secret? What's the secret to humanity's success? Of course, he has an evolutionary worldview, which he probably really doesn't, but he has to pretend he does. Why do human beings rule the world? Not because God created us to do that, which it says in Genesis 1. No, it's because of mythology. The secret of success is mythology. Large numbers of total strangers can cooperate successfully if they believe in the same myths. Now, the people like the lady I was talking about, they would call us conspiracy theorists, but it says right here, the strategy of the ruling class, the government, the billionaires, they know how to run a conspiracy, all right? A conspiracy is just a word. It means a group of people working together to do something. He's saying right here, the secret to success is to be part of a conspiracy based on deception. If you can convince large numbers of people, total strangers, to cooperate, for example, to force people to put a torture device on their face, or to inject poison in their bodies because they believe in the same myths. It says it right here, all right? This is how it works. Throughout history, the governments lie to the people. They give them narratives. The people respond to the narrative. You control the people. Large numbers of people, total strangers. Otherwise, you would have families doing what's in their own best interest to create wealth and power for themselves. But here, the ruling class can hold on to that power and keep others down if they get everyone to believe in the same lies. The lies are meant to keep us in our place. It says it right here in this book, all right? Now, there's a book form of this. This is the graphic novel form. This is not a comic book. This is a guy who hangs out with world leaders who wrote this. Sapiens rule the world because they're the only animals capable of creating and believing fictional stories. There it is right there, all right? So next time anyone calls you a conspiracy theorist or says that you're one of those people who thinks that the mass media is putting out fictional stories, show them this. This is page 82 of the graphic novel called Sapiens, A Graphic History by Yuval Noah Harari, a PhD in history. He says, human beings are the only animals dumb enough to believe these stupid narratives. This is how the governments rule their countries. And now the entire world is being ruled together with one narrative. They create fictional stories and the people believe the fictional stories. That's how it works. So the people out there, they don't realize this. The word government means to control your mind. That's what the word means. Mass media delivers these fictional stories, and the people believe the fictional stories. This is how it works. This is how they do it. This is their strategy. This is what they always do. It's what they've always done. This is the moon landing. There's proof right there. Oh, here it is. Here's the video. Oh, wait, it's a simulation, just like everything ever shown to us from space is a simulation. They gave us like a fake video 55 years ago, at least. But these days, they don't even give you a fake video. They give you a simulation. You think they'd be able to give us like a better fake video now than they did before. But no. So there is deception in this age. There will be no more deception in the age to come, which means there is deception now, and there always will be deception now until the end of this age. This is the way it is. Anyway, for those of you out there who people call you a conspiracy theorist, or they say you're one of those people who believe the school shootings were fake, and basically what she's saying is you're a horrible person. Well, it says right here, that's how the world works. They give us fictional stories and people believe it. And there's the author, Noah Harari, and his husband, holding the book called Homo Deus. Homo Deus, the man God, with the Prime Minister of France. And this Prime Minister of France also has a husband who is a Homo Deus, a man God. All right, it's a new kind of homo coming on the scene. It's the transformation of humankind. All right, it says it right there in the introduction to the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, where most political leaders come from these days. And in the introduction, it says right here, of the many diverse and fascinating challenges we face today, the most intense and important is how to understand and shape the new technology revolution, which entails nothing less than a transformation of humankind. Well, it's about time we transform into the Homo Deus. We need to evolve into the God-man. The Fourth Industrial Revolution is unlike anything humankind has experienced before. A fusion of technologies across the physical, digital, and biological worlds. Let it all get fused together. Roll up your sleeves, go get another booster. It is not only changing the what and the how of doing things, but also who we are. And what we are, I guess, too, huh? In both subtle and explicit ways, technology is also changing what it means to be human. Wonderful. Noah Harari returns with a major new work in September 2024 called Nexus, a brief history of information networks from the Stone Age to AI. How the flow of information, and really what he's talking about is the flow of narratives. Control the narrative, you control the world. Humanity gains power by building large networks of cooperation, but the easiest way to build and maintain these networks is by spreading fictions, fantasies, and mass delusions. Can you think of any fictions, fantasies, and mass delusions you've experienced recently, say in the last 4 years or so? Have you seen any mass delusions and fictional stories being spread through the information networks? In the 21st century, AI may form the nexus for a new network of delusions that could prevent future generations from even attempting to expose its lies and fiction. Well, there you go right there. Yeah, that's probably going to happen, huh? AI is going to be the police. And if you don't obey the AI police, you'll be expelled from this realm. So the best preparation is to make sure you're going to be accepted into the other realm. Which realm are you going to go to next? There's really two choices, up or down. So I know many of you have been waiting for a new network of delusions, and the good news is it's coming soon. Like they said in the Truman Show, this guy's in on it too, right? They're all in on it, and in the meantime, enjoy the fiction, enjoy the simulation. It's all just a simulation. And by the way, I was talking to this first lady I was talking to. I was trying to tell her about this stuff, about the narratives, and she said, it kind of sounds like the Truman Show. And I was like, yes, you are right.